Most people lose money in the market not because of bad picks, but because they weren't ready. At all. You want to be a successful investor? It doesn't start with a stock pick. It starts with you. I once knew a guy, let's call him Mike. No offense to all my Mikes out there. Mike dumped his savings into a can't-miss stock tip. Within a month, he lost half of it, not because the stock was the worst, but because he wasn't ready. He had no plan, no margin, and no mindset. That's why in today's video, we're breaking down the 3 things every future investor needs before they ever touch the market. Budgeting, patience, and mindset. Let's build your foundation. Part 1. Budgeting. Invest what you can afford. Let's start with the basics. The number 1 mistake beginners make? Investing money they can't afford to lose. Mike's mistake wasn't just the stock. It was investing without a cushion. He wasn't prepared for a loss, and it hit hard. Budgeting is how you protect yourself from moments like that. Before you buy a single stock or crypto token, get real with your numbers. Ask yourself, what are my fixed needs? Rent, food, and transportation. What are my wants? Eating out and subscriptions. What am I already saving or giving? One popular rule of thumb is the 50-30-20 method. 50% for needs, 30% for wants, 20% for saving and investing. And listen, if all you can invest right now is $20 a month, that's not a weakness. That's wisdom. Start small. Stay consistent. That's how real wealth is built. Step by step, not all at once. Pause. Deep breath. Let's talk about patience. Part 2. Patience. The market rewards the patient. Investing isn't a lottery ticket. It's not about overnight riches. It's more like planting seeds today and letting time do the heavy lifting. Here's a simple example. If you invest $100 per month into an index fund, earning a 10% average annual return, in 10 years, that grows to over $20,000. Not because of how much you're putting in, but because of time and patience. Warren Buffett's entire investing style is built around patience. He looks for strong, steady companies with solid fundamentals, businesses that generate consistent cash flow and have a competitive edge, and then he holds their stock for years, even decades. He's not chasing trends. He's buying value and letting time do the work. So when Jeff Bezos once asked Buffett, "Your style of investing is so simple. Why doesn't everyone just copy you?" Buffett replied, "Because nobody wants to get rich slow. Most people want instant results. But true wealth builders understand the power of compounding. Developing and maintaining good habits that keep you on track takes time. It takes time for your mind to absorb those habits deeply enough that they become second nature. That's why slow, steady progress beats sudden emotional moves. Scripture says in Matthew 7:24-27 that the wise person builds their house on rock, not sand. The rain came down, the streams rose, and the winds blew, yet it did not fall because it had its foundation on the rock. That's the kind of foundation you want for your finances. If your foundation is weak, chasing hype, or reacting emotionally, you'll panic when the market dips. But if you're grounded in patience and discipline, you'll weather the storm. Impatience leads to panic. Patience builds wealth. Part 3, mindset. The investor's inner game. Most of your success won't come from what you invest in. It'll come from how you think while you invest. Here's what you need. Mindset pillar number 1, Discipline. Let's be honest. Motivation fades. You know that feeling when the alarm goes off and all you want to do is hit snooze? That's when discipline should kick in. It's what keeps you consistent when motivation disappears. It's a commonly held belief that it takes about 21 days to build a new habit. Whether that number is exact or not, the point is this: stick with it long enough to let discipline grow. The load doesn't get lighter. You just get stronger. Mindset Pillar 2, humility. Be open to learning. Nobody knows it all. And sometimes the insight you need comes from the person you least expect. I heard someone say on a podcast, "I know I'm not the smartest person, so I'm going to learn from some smart people." That mindset will take you far. I'm not saying you should take everyone's advice, but if you listen with an open mind, you'll know what to keep and what to leave behind. I've got older siblings, so I learned a lot just by watching what worked and what didn't. Their lessons became my shortcut. That kind of wisdom can save you years. Don't judge. Just observe, reflect, and learn. Nobody's perfect. We're all walking our own path. Mindset Pillar number 3, self-control. Don't chase hype. That's what happened with Dogecoin. Don't invest out of fear. That's panic selling during a crash. Don't move because of FOMO. That's buying GameStop at its peak and watching it fall. Stay grounded in your values and your strategy. Scripture says, "The thoughts of the diligent tend only to plenteousness, but of everyone that is hasty only to want." Proverbs 21:5. In other words, the thoughtful planner thrives, while the impulsive one ends up lacking. You see it all the time. People rushing into meme stocks, emotional buys, and desperate sells. Self-control helps you avoid those traps. Self-control keeps you aligned. It protects your process. Here's a habit I use. When emotions start to rise, I pause for 120 seconds. No reacting. Just breathe. In those first 2 minutes of disruption, when someone drops unsolicited advice or spreads rumors from unverified sources, and I just react off of impulse, that's when most mistakes get made. But when I give it just 120 seconds, my nervous system resets. My thoughts settle. Logic returns. As someone once said, logic is panic's prey. So next time your emotions try to take the wheel, pause, breathe, reset, then move forward with clarity. Bonus tip: prioritize your mental health. Every investor needs time away from the noise. Whether that's a walk, a journal session, or just a day without checking your portfolio, your mind needs recovery too. Mental clarity is one of your greatest financial tools. Treat it like one. Final thoughts. Build the foundation first. Before you try to beat the market, become the kind of person who can weather the market. Budget what you can. Be patient with growth. Build the mindset of a wise steward. Remember, building wealth isn't about luck, it's about discipline. Stick to your budget, develop patience, and strengthen your mindset every single day. You don't have to be perfect, just consistent. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.